This is the kind of man she craves forever, her mind unveiled. Old Stoic wisdom. In a world where the complexities of relationships often leave men confused and unsure, understanding what truly captivates a woman's heart is essential. Beyond physical attraction and fleeting gestures lies a deeper truth. The kind of man she craves is one who understands both himself and her. This man isn't swayed by the distractions of modern life, but instead embodies the timeless virtues of Stoicism: strength, integrity, patience, and wisdom. He doesn't chase love, he attracts it, not through force, but through the quiet confidence that only self-mastery can bring. Unlocking her mind isn't about grand gestures, but about being the kind of man who embodies the timeless principles of wisdom that have guided men for centuries. Are you ready? Let's start exploring and analysing right now. 1. Embody your masculine power through presence. True masculinity is not about brute force, dominance, or seeking approval from others. It is found in your presence, your calm, your unwavering self-assurance. A man who understands and embodies this form of masculinity stands firm, not through external validation, but because he knows who he is at his core. This is the essence of true strength, an unshakable belief in yourself that does not require the admiration or acknowledgement of others to feel whole. You must stop chasing external validation. That kind of approval is fleeting, shallow, and easily manipulated by others. Instead, cultivate an inner sense of power that radiates from the depth of your being. The more you align yourself with Old Stoic wisdom, the more you will understand that true strength does not scream for attention. You must become a man whose very presence commands respect and draws others to him without effort. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who display emotional stability and self-assurance, qualities that are often lacking in a world full of distractions and insecurities. They crave a man who doesn't get flustered by life's turbulence, but instead moves through it with an iron mind, grounded in Stoic principles. This kind of man knows that the world doesn't need to bend to his will for him to feel valuable. He is valuable simply because he exists in his truth, without pretense or insecurity. The reality is that masculinity rooted in presence is magnetic. When you stop trying to prove yourself to others, something remarkable happens. You become more desirable, not less. Why? Because true power doesn't need to be advertised. It's felt in the way you stand, in your eyes, in the calm that surrounds you in moments of chaos. This power is built over time, not by flexing your muscles or posturing, but by cultivating the iron mind of a man who understands the value of inner peace, the quiet strength of a man who knows he is enough, just as he is, without needing to seek external validation. That is the kind of masculinity that attracts women, and men alike. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude confidence that isn't the result of arrogance or ego, but from a deep understanding of self. The man who has embraced Stoic principles, who has lived and breathed the wisdom of ancient philosophers, embodies a kind of emotional stability that many others lack. It's a power that comes from within, grounded in the certainty that you do not need anyone's approval to be the man you are. If you want to truly attract the kind of women who are worth your time, stop looking for ways to impress them. Instead, look within. Embrace the old Stoic wisdom and build an iron mind that is unshakable in the face of challenges. Be the man who doesn't need to chase anyone, because your inner strength, your unshakable presence, will naturally draw them to you. This is the masculinity that stands the test of time and is revered by both women and men. You don't need to prove your worth, you must embody it. And that, my friend, is the power that makes you truly irresistible. 2. The power of listening. Why it matters. Most men miss this, but when you show up fully present in these small moments, it creates emotional intimacy, allowing her to relax and trust you more. This isn't just important, it's essential. If you want to know the kind of man she craves forever, it's not the one who always knows the right words, or the one who is a magician with grand gestures. It's the man who listens. Yes, listening is where the magic begins. But not just any kind of listening, the kind that goes beyond mere words. It's the kind that reads her mind without her saying a thing. The kind that listens not only with your ears, but with your whole being. Old Stoic wisdom reminds us that attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. And trust me, when you give her your full attention, you give her a piece of your soul. Don't just hear the words. Feel them. Listening isn't just a passive act. It's an art form. Men often think that when a woman speaks, it's about fixing things. But the truth? She doesn't always want solutions. What she craves is connection. She wants to feel heard, seen, and understood. When you tune into her, when you lean into every syllable, every pause, and every change in her tone, you are creating an invisible thread of trust between you. That's where real intimacy blooms. You must be present, totally present, not scrolling through your phone, not thinking about your next move, not planning your escape to the next task. Your attention must be unwavering. The Stoic principles guide us here. It's all about control, focus, and discipline. Stoicism teaches us that the key to a rich, meaningful life isn't chasing distractions, but mastering presence. You must control the noise around you, center your mind, and focus solely on her. That's when you will be able to notice the subtle cues, her body language, the slight tremor in her voice, her breath as she speaks. These are the things that can make all the difference, yet most men miss them because they aren't truly there. Here's why it matters. Your presence opens a door to her trust. The more emotionally present you are, the more she can trust you. That trust builds intimacy, the kind that doesn't fade with time. Women long to feel emotionally safe, and this is how you create that sanctuary. The old Stoics were masters of emotional self-control and presence. They knew that when you are fully present with someone, your energy flows into them. You create a space where vulnerability thrives. When you give her that, it's not just about listening, it's about honoring her essence. Now, think of it this way. Have you ever felt truly seen? Not just in passing, but fully. That's what she craves. When you listen without interruption, not rushing to speak or offer solutions, it's like a dance. You're leading and following at the same time. You're responding with intention, pausing before you speak, and thinking about the depth of what she's shared. Don't rush to fix it. Listen to understand. Most men fail in this department because they've been taught to fix things, problems, issues, whatever it may be. But relationships aren't problems to be solved. They are experiences to be shared. She wants a partner, not a fixer. Your true role is to show up, understand her emotional landscape, and create a safe space for her to reveal it. Responding with intention means you're not just hearing her words, you're showing her that you've processed them deeply. Think about the small details. Pay attention to what's not said. The silence between her words often speaks louder than anything else. The way she shifts in her seat, the subtle way her hand clenches around her cup, the change in her breath. These are all cues that the old Stoics would have regarded as signs of the soul at work. They taught us that wisdom comes from attention, not just to the obvious, but to the silent language of the body, the unspoken emotions. You must also master your own emotions, control yourself, and be still. Stoicism is about not being swept away by what's outside of you, and that includes emotional outbursts. When you're calm and centered, you invite her to do the same. By staying grounded, you help create a space where she can truly open up. And here's the thing. Emotional intimacy doesn't happen in grand gestures. It happens in the quiet moments, in the pauses, the soft exchanges, and the depth of your listening. When you listen without interruption, when you respond thoughtfully, you build a bond that's stronger than any fleeting attraction. That's the secret. So, be the man who listens, not just with your ears, but with your soul. Be the man who is present, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Follow the old Stoic rules. Control your attention, focus on the present moment, and embrace the power of listening. Because when you do, you will become the kind of man she craves forever. 3. The importance of stillness and calm. In a world that constantly pushes us to react, to move fast, to assert ourselves, The true power lies in stillness. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, taught that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This wisdom speaks to a crucial element of emotional presence, the ability to remain grounded. A man who is calm, unshaken, who doesn't allow life's pressures to destabilize his core, is a man who commands respect. You must understand this. Emotional presence does not mean perfection. It does not mean you must be unfeeling or distant. It means you must be capable of responding to life with clarity, not with confusion or a need for control. This is the essence of true masculinity. Modern life bombards us with distractions and demands, urging us to always be on the move. Yet, it is the stillness that reveals your strength. When you are calm and centered, you become an anchor in the storm. In relationships, especially with women, this stillness is a powerful attractor. Women crave a man who can meet her with calm understanding, not a man who reacts from a place of insecurity or fear, but one who responds from the depths of inner peace. Your ego doesn't need to be at the forefront. It's your calm, your unshakable core that she truly craves. This is how you win. Stoicism wins not by reacting, but by responding with composure, by choosing the path of clarity over confusion. This approach makes you a man who is steady in his actions, deliberate in his words, and unwavering in his intent. It's not just about having control over external circumstances, it's about mastering yourself. The Stoic wisdom of Epictetus reminds us that the only thing we can truly control is our own responses. So in moments of crisis, in times of pressure, in interactions with others, especially women, do not rush to react. Instead, breathe, pause, respond with the power of calm. This is the essence of a man who has mastered himself, who knows that true strength lies in his ability to stay still when the world around him is chaotic. Take this with you. The greatest victories come not in the battles we fight, but in the peace we maintain through them. It is in this stillness that you will truly discover how to connect with her. This is what she craves, a man who can stand still in the storm, a man who embodies calm power, and a man who can, without ego, understand and meet her needs with emotional depth and presence. Let this sink in. Stoicism wins. It wins not through aggression, not through chaos, but through the mastery of your inner world. This is the modern truth of manhood, one that demands control of your emotions, and above all, an unwavering commitment to remain grounded no matter what life throws at you. You must embody this stillness if you are to truly succeed in your relationships and in life. The power of a calm, centered man is unmatched. 4. Respect is sexy. Real, profound respect in any relationship, particularly in intimate moments, goes far beyond the surface. It's about recognizing the worth of the woman you're with on every level, her body, her mind, her soul. Respecting her means seeing her as a whole being and treating her as though she is royalty, not just in physical ways, but in every corner of her existence. You must honor her emotions, her desires, and her vulnerabilities. Listen to her. Truly listen. Not to dominate or manipulate, but to understand. This kind of respect doesn't come with ulterior motives, nor is it born from a sense of obligation. It's genuine, rooted in the appreciation of the woman's uniqueness and her inherent value. Now, let's talk about why this matters. In a world where dominance and control are often mistaken for masculinity, remember, respect is what actually makes a woman feel valued, desired, and cherished. Dominance? That's a facade. It's the way you make her feel seen, heard, and accepted that creates lasting desire. Dominance may spark momentary attraction, but real, lasting connection is forged through respect, kindness, and emotional intimacy. Respect is the foundation of any powerful relationship, especially when it comes to physical intimacy. When you respect her deeply, you unlock the door to a connection that goes beyond the physical. The chemistry becomes electric, the emotional bond stronger, and the sexual experience unforgettable. Take a moment to reflect on the teachings of Old Stoic Wisdom, Stoic principles have long emphasized the importance of self-control, discipline, and respect for others. The iron mind doesn't seek to dominate. Instead, it seeks to build strength through compassion and understanding. To truly embody this wisdom, you must shift your mindset from taking what you want to offering what she needs, from seeking to dominate her to striving to honor and protect her. A man of iron mind doesn't impose his will on others, he masters himself, and, in doing so, builds lasting, meaningful relationships. Remember, dominance is temporary. Respect, built on the foundation of Stoic principles, is what endures. You must give her space to be herself, to share her needs and desires without judgment. She wants to feel seen, heard, and understood, not controlled or manipulated. When she feels respected, she will open up to you in ways that surprise you, and in turn, your connection will deepen. It is through this respect that the relationship transforms from being a transactional interaction into a powerful, emotionally fulfilling partnership. Now, understand this. Without respect, the deepest levels of connection remain just out of reach. When you show her the kind of respect that listens, that protects, that nurtures, she will be drawn to you not just because of your actions, but because of the person you are. This isn't just a fleeting attraction, it's a bond that will stand the test of time. The Stoic principles remind us that our strength lies in self-control and respect for others. A man of iron mind doesn't chase fleeting pleasures. He builds something lasting, something real, through deep, profound respect. You must strive to be this man, one who respects, listens, and values a woman as a queen. That, my friend, is what will keep her craving your presence for a lifetime. Respect is sexy. Remember that. Honor her body, soul, and emotions. Listen to her, and show her that she is worthy of the deepest respect, not just in moments of intimacy, but in every moment of your life together. When you do this, the connection you share will not only be powerful, it will be unforgettable. 5. The power of emotional surrender. In the world of relationships, we often think of strength as a shield, something to protect us from vulnerability. Men, especially, have been taught to hide their emotions, to bury them deep under a mask of stoic calm. But there's a deeper, far more powerful kind of strength that's rooted in emotional surrender, a concept that might sound counterintuitive at first, but one that is vital to creating deep, lasting connections. The Old Stoics, those wise men who shaped some of the most profound ideas of leadership and strength, understood that true power doesn't come from control, but from emotional availability. Emotional surrender is not about giving up or submitting to someone else's will. It's about being willing to show up fully, without shame or hesitation, to let go of the false need for emotional control and be real. It's about embracing all of who you are, without the fear of judgment, and offering yourself honestly. The difference is simple but significant. Emotional surrender is not about weakness, but about strength in vulnerability. When you let go of the fear of rejection, when you make the decision to lead with emotional presence, something powerful happens. You create an environment in which a woman feels safe, seen, and respected. Emotional presence, the kind of presence that comes when you are fully available and not holding back, creates a sense of security in a relationship. It's the foundation of trust. Trust is everything in a meaningful connection, and without it, no relationship can thrive. The Old Stoics taught that strength is not about hiding behind a wall. It's about having the courage to face what's inside and letting it be seen. Emotional surrender is the embodiment of that courage. The Stoic principles remind us that we cannot control what happens around us, but we can control how we respond. This principle applies to our emotions too. When a man chooses to surrender emotionally, he doesn't let his feelings control him. He understands them, accepts them, and uses them to lead. The rules of the Stoics were never about denying your emotions. They were about mastering them, responding with calmness and clarity, even in the most difficult situations. Emotional surrender, then, is not a loss of control, but a mastery of emotional clarity. Leading with emotional availability doesn't mean you are unguarded or careless with your feelings. It means you are secure enough in yourself to allow your emotions to surface, to allow a woman to see you for who you truly are. When a man leads with emotional availability, he creates a bond that is real and raw. He becomes a source of emotional security, a safe harbour. This makes a woman feel respected, valued, and safe enough to open up herself. This is what allows love and respect to deepen. In contrast, when a man hides his emotions, when he remains locked away in a fortress of stoic control, he creates distance. This emotional surrender is the doorway to the kind of connection that goes beyond surface-level attraction. It's not about being perfect or pretending you have it all together. It's about being real and unafraid. The old Stoic mindset teaches us that true strength lies in our ability to navigate our inner world with clarity and self-respect, even in the face of uncertainty. By leading with emotional honesty, you build a deeper connection that is grounded in mutual respect. To truly connect, you must be willing to let down your guard. Don't be afraid to show her your vulnerabilities. Let her see the man who feels deeply, who embraces his emotions with confidence. This isn't a signal of weakness, it's a signal of authenticity, of true strength. When you lead with emotional surrender, you become the kind of man she craves forever, not because you are flawless, but because you are real. You embody the Stoic ideal of emotional resilience, accepting your emotions without being ruled by them. This is the kind of leadership that inspires trust and admiration. Remember, emotional surrender is not about being passive. It's about taking the bold step of being emotionally available, of showing up fully and unapologetically. The old Stoic principles were never about repressing emotion. They were about confronting it with courage and self-discipline. By embracing your emotions, you don't lose control, you gain control. You lead with emotional clarity and confidence, and you create the kind of bond that goes beyond fleeting attraction. You build a deep, lasting connection rooted in mutual respect and emotional security. This is the power of emotional surrender, the power that makes a man irresistible. And if you're ready to win over your dream girl, please comment, "I'm ready to conquer," so we can move on to the next part. 6. Masculine presence is about stillness, not force. It's about being the rock in a storm, standing firm in the face of adversity. A true man doesn't need to assert dominance with every word or action. He is a pillar of calm, a man whose soul is rooted in a profound sense of self-awareness. In the heat of life's chaos, when emotions rage and the world seems to whirl in turmoil, he remains unshaken. His power lies not in noise, but in quiet resolve. Remember the words of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In modern life, where distractions and pressures are relentless, the ability to stay centered becomes more valuable than ever. Women, both consciously and unconsciously, are drawn to men who can handle pressure with grace. They desire a partner who isn't swayed by fleeting emotions or shallow impulses. They crave the man who remains steadfast, calm, and composed, who doesn't panic when things go wrong. In the middle of any storm, be it personal or professional, be the eye. The Stoic wisdom of Epictetus teaches us that emotional turbulence is something to be mastered, not something that should control us. True masculinity, according to the teachings of Stoicism, is about controlling one's internal world, not trying to control the external one. And here's the truth. Those who master their inner calm, those who practice Stoicism, win. They understand that the essence of power doesn't come from external validation or dominance. It comes from the ability to remain still, calm, and balanced in the face of life's uncertainties. This is a lesson you must internalize if you want to thrive. You must realize that when everything around you falls apart, the calm within you is your greatest weapon. In the face of uncertainty, remember that you have the power to choose your response. Don't be swept away by the storm of emotion. Stand firm, grounded in your own self-possession. Like Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. When you learn to control yourself, you will no longer be at the mercy of external forces. You will become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. It's this stillness, this unshakable calm that draws people to you. This is the masculine presence women crave, unwavering, powerful, yet gentle in its approach. They seek a man who is steady, not because he is forced to be, but because he has chosen to be. This is the essence of Stoicism. To win in life, you must win over yourself first. You must cultivate your inner stillness and build your foundation on it. Don't allow life's chaos to disturb your peace. Be calm in the storm. The world will take notice. The people around you will feel it. And the woman who understands the value of true masculinity will be drawn to it. In modern life, this lesson has never been more relevant. Amidst the noise, be the silence. Let your stillness become your strength, and your strength will become your power. Let Stoicism guide you, and you will always win. If you found this valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I am a man of calm, composure, and strength. Your stillness is your power. Own it. 7. Touch with intention, not performance. To truly understand what it means to capture her heart and mind, you must first understand the power of your touch. It's not about rushing, not about performance, but about touching her with purpose. Every movement, every caress should be deliberate, calculated, and full of reverence. You are not merely fulfilling a need, you are expressing your deepest intentions. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When you touch her with this same simplicity and intention, you strip away the need for performative gestures and focus solely on the authenticity of the moment. Modern men are often caught up in trying to impress, to move fast and get results. But this mindset misses the deeper connection that can only be achieved by slowing down and truly focusing on her. The key to a lasting bond is not in the rush of excitement, but in the calm understanding that your touch should leave an imprint on her soul. When you touch her with intention, it speaks volumes about your respect for her, your desire to connect, and your ability to honor her as the woman she is. The gentleness, the strength, the deliberation, all come together to create a feeling of safety and value. This is the essence of why she craves you. When you touch her in this way, she will crave more than just your physical presence. She will respect you. She will trust you. She will see you as someone who truly understands her and sees her for who she is, not as an object to be conquered or rushed through. The deeper meaning here is that when you connect with her in this way, you are showing her that you are not concerned with appearances or fleeting moments. You are concerned with a lasting, meaningful connection. You are showing her that you know the value of true intimacy and that you are willing to give her that level of respect and commitment. So let's look at this more deeply. You must approach her with reverence and intentionality, not as someone to perform for, but as someone to honor. This isn't just a skill. It's a principle. Touch her as Epictetus would have advised, thoughtfully and without haste. It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. The way you touch her, the way you show affection, is not about pleasing her with gestures that will fade in the moment. It's about creating a deep, abiding connection that stands the test of time. You must touch her in such a way that she feels cherished, valued, and safe. When you do this, you master the art of connection. You do not need grand gestures, you need intention. And in a world obsessed with fast results and instant gratification, there is something incredibly powerful about mastering the art of intentional touch. Stoicism teaches us that we should focus on what we can control, and in this case, what you control is how you connect with her. This is your opportunity to build something lasting, to truly show her that you are a man who understands the value of deep, emotional connection. The power lies in the way you approach life, and her with intention. Your touch will win her heart, not because of its performance, but because of its purpose. So never forget, it is not the touch itself, but the intention behind it that speaks the loudest. Epictetus said it best. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Approach her with the same wisdom and care, and she will be yours. A man who touches with intention is a man who conquers hearts, who wins trust, and who wins respect. And, by doing this, you win. This is how you master your relationships. This is Stoicism in action. 8. Women want a man who can hold space. To be the man she craves forever, you must first understand that a woman seeks more than just a partner. She craves someone who can truly hold space for her. This means being the rock, the anchor, and the safe haven where her emotions, complexity, and vulnerability can flow freely without judgment. The capacity to create such a space isn't just a skill, it's a deep, fundamental way of living. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Life will throw many challenges her way, and what she needs is not someone who runs from these emotions or reacts impulsively, but a man who stands strong, unaffected by the storm, someone who knows how to weather the tumult of the human experience with wisdom and grace. A woman craves a man who can be the solid ground she needs, providing her with the freedom to express herself, unburdened by fear of rejection. When she feels safe, unjudged, and fully accepted, she opens up, trusting you in ways she has never trusted anyone before. And this is where the true magic happens. She becomes more affectionate, more connected, and more intimate because she no longer feels the need to guard herself. In modern life, many men struggle to understand this. They think that showing strength means being emotionally distant or avoiding vulnerability, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Real strength lies in your ability to be present for her, to listen with patience, and to offer understanding without trying to fix things. "He who is brave is free," said Seneca. This freedom comes from within, from the discipline of mastering yourself, from the unshakable composure that only comes from applying the ancient teachings of Stoicism to your life. You must learn to master your emotions and to stay grounded no matter how chaotic the world becomes. The world demands that you act with control and purpose. If you can do that, you will not only win her heart, you will also win the respect and admiration of everyone around you. Your presence will be a beacon, a force that stands tall in a world full of noise and confusion. When you are emotionally present without being overwhelmed, you bring a rare, powerful quality to the relationship, a quality that makes her feel seen, heard, and valued. As Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." If you can control your desires and master your impulses, you will become the man she seeks, a man who creates the space for her to be herself, who builds trust and intimacy without demanding anything in return. You must cultivate this space, not just for her, but for yourself as well. Be the man who can stay steady in any storm, who doesn't react out of weakness, but responds with wisdom. By embracing Stoicism, you gain a timeless tool that will help you not only win her heart, but also build a life that is calm, focused, and centered on purpose. This is the foundation of true connection. This is how you win. This is how Stoicism wins. You must become the man who embodies this Stoic wisdom, one who creates space and offers security. A man who understands that real strength is not in dominating emotions, but in mastering them. The world may try to sway you, but if you stand firm like a stoic oak, you will attract her and hold her in a way that no one else can. 9. Becoming the calm in her chaos. You must understand, your role is not to fix her, nor is it to judge her. Your role is far more profound. You are the calm in her storm, the unwavering clarity in her confusion, the strength that holds her steady through the swirling tide of her vulnerabilities. You are the presence that anchors her, and if you can grasp the essence of this, you'll unlock the path to her heart. It's not about changing her, or even trying to make everything perfect. It's about standing firm, a man grounded in old Stoic wisdom, embracing the principle that emotions are fleeting, but strength is eternal. You must embody the iron mind, the ability to remain unshaken in chaos. In this, you become her pillar. when the world around her is in turmoil, when her emotions are whirling like a storm she can't control. It is in your calm presence that she finds peace. It's not just about showing up, it's about being unwavering. Your calmness will soothe her, but it will do more than that. It will grant her the freedom to feel without fear. She'll feel safe with you because she knows that no matter how intense her emotions, you won't falter. That's the magic of Stoic principles at play. A man who can remain unmoved, no matter how tough things get, is someone she can rely on. That steadiness is more than just a comforting trait. It's a form of leadership, a subtle strength that she recognizes and craves. When you show up as that steady, unshakable force in her life, you not only provide her the emotional security she needs, but also help her feel safe enough to surrender herself completely to the connection between you two. You must, however, resist the temptation to dive into her emotional chaos. There's a very real danger of getting lost in her whirlpool of feelings, especially if you're someone who loves to fix things or take charge. That is not your task. Be clear on this. You are not a fixer. You are a rock. Her emotions are her own. And while you can guide her with your steady presence, you must not try to carry her burdens or solve her problems unless asked. Your power lies in being unshaken, providing clarity and strength without getting swept into the emotional undertow. When you remain calm, you give her space to work through her own emotions without feeling pressured or judged. This is the true essence of being calm in her chaos, something only a man with an iron mind, rooted in the teachings of Old Stoic wisdom, can master. Why does this matter? It's not just a matter of being there. It's about showing her that you can be there through anything. When you exhibit control over your own emotions and reactions, you reassure her that she can trust you in ways that go beyond words. This is the kind of trust that is built not just through promises, but through actions. It's in the way you carry yourself when everything around her is falling apart. You do not panic. You do not buckle under pressure. You stand firm, and in doing so, you give her the safe harbour she needs to open up, to surrender her fears, her anxieties, and even her love. Don't underestimate the power of Stoic principles in these moments. They are not just an ancient philosophy. They are the very key to being the man she craves. By cultivating an iron mind, unshakable in the face of turmoil, you will naturally radiate the kind of strength she's drawn to. You must live these principles, breathe them, because in doing so, you create an environment in which she can thrive emotionally. When she knows she can trust you with her vulnerabilities, she can fully embrace the connection between you without fear, judgment, or hesitation. Be the calm in her chaos. 10. Your presence becomes her safe place. Your presence, grounded in emotional security, becomes a sanctuary for her. It's not about controlling her, but about creating a space where she can fully relax and be herself. Why it matters. When she feels safe in your presence, she opens up fully, and that emotional connection deepens into physical intimacy. Gentlemen, here's the truth. Women crave security. Not just any security, but emotional security, something deeper than simply knowing where their next meal is coming from or whether you'll be there when she needs you. It's the kind of security that runs on trust, understanding, and the feeling that when she's with you, she's in a sanctuary. This isn't about controlling her. It's about giving her the space to breathe, the space to relax, and the space to fully be herself. Your presence, grounded in emotional stability, becomes her refuge. Think of the old Stoic philosophers, men like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. They weren't concerned with the chaos of the world. They found their peace within themselves. They didn't chase after fleeting emotions or external validation. Instead, they built an inner calm and strength that made them invincible. That is exactly what you need to cultivate. You too must create an emotional security that transcends the surface level. You must be the anchor in a storm, not the ship lost at sea. When you live by Stoic principles, when you stay grounded and steady, you automatically create a space where she feels safe to open up. Women want someone who isn't tossed around by every wave of emotion. They want someone who, like the old Stoic, stands firm, unshaken by life's daily troubles. Imagine this. You walk into the room, And there's something about the way you carry yourself, your calm, your steady presence, that instantly puts her at ease. It's like a subtle force that tells her, I'm here, I'm strong, I'll protect your peace. This is where the magic happens. It's not about controlling her emotions or thoughts. It's about giving her the freedom to express herself fully, without fear of judgment or instability. The problem many men face is this. They mistake emotional security for control. They think if they can just fix her, or if they can dominate the relationship, they will have her. But that's not what she wants. She doesn't want a puppet master. She wants a partner. She wants a safe harbour where she can be vulnerable without fear. You must give her that space to be herself, unfiltered and raw. This is the real meaning of emotional security. You may think, but isn't it supposed to be about physical attraction too? Of course it is. But physical attraction follows emotional security. It's a natural progression. When she knows she is safe with you, when she feels seen, heard, and understood, she will open herself to you, not just emotionally, but physically as well. The connection deepens because she knows at a profound level that you're not here to control or manipulate. You're here to walk beside her, to create a space where she feels free. Here's the kicker. You can't fake this. Women are astute. They can tell when you're not being genuine. If you're trying to put on a show or force something that isn't there, it will backfire. The old Stoics taught that our behaviour must be authentic. No masks, no pretenses. Live by these Stoic rules. When you stop pretending and start truly showing up as the best version of yourself, that's when she starts to feel that safety. Don't misunderstand. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect or have it all figured out. In fact, the Stoic principle of accepting imperfection works perfectly here. When she sees you accepting your flaws and being calm in the face of life's challenges, it reassures her. It makes her feel safe because she realizes that even if things aren't perfect, you will handle them with grace. You must also remember that emotional security doesn't mean becoming a doormat. No, you have your own strength, your own boundaries. The Stoics were never about weakness. They were about inner fortitude. It's about having the strength to be vulnerable, the strength to stand firm when necessary, and the strength to show love and care without losing your sense of self. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate you taking the time to tune in. So here's the key takeaway. The most unforgettable man isn't the loudest, or the one who constantly seeks attention. It's the man who stands still, who remains grounded, calm, and fully present with those around him, especially with a woman. In a world filled with distractions, it's rare to find someone who can create a safe, emotionally connected space where someone feels truly heard and understood. That kind of presence, that's what stays with someone forever. So my advice to you is this. Focus on becoming someone who doesn't need to prove anything, but instead becomes unforgettable through your calm and steady presence. You don't have to chase validation or shout for attention. When you master being truly present, you'll leave a lasting impression in the hearts of those you care about. Thanks again for watching, and take care until next time.